Hi, my name is Jeff Semenso. I thank you for inquiring on the Power Up unit. This is one of the granddaddies, and I'm glad that you've asked us to send you the tape. What we're going to talk about is the materials that we used, the type of panels and why we use those, and the materials that are put into this to make it watertight, weatherproof, to where it'll sit on your ranch or at your home without any worries of any rats or rotting of any sort. The diamond plate is aluminum, 1/8 inch thick. Our weather stripping is the finest that we can find available. We have it on the cabinet, on the inside, and on the door itself. The rivets that we use is the same that are used on trains, airplanes, bridges. They're made of aluminum, and we have stainless steel ones, and we have solid steel ones. The entire machine is put together with rivets, so it will not rattle apart at all. Our plywood is 3/4 inch thick. Our paint is acrylic enamel. We have at least 4 coats on your machine, so it'll hold up really well. The generator that you're looking at is a China diesel generator. It's a 15 kW. It will service a ranch. It's rather oversized for an average home, but you can see the cabinetry here will take any size generator that you have. The fuel tank that you're looking at is all aluminum. It has a coating on it, Hammerite paint. It will never corrode. The space behind the generator, you can put your oil and your filters and things for servicing your machine. The battery compartment that you're looking at here is you'll see 3 tubs. These tubs are a material, a polyurethane material. It will withstand the acid, any kind of contamination that the batteries could give off. It has a drain in the bottom where you can rinse your batteries off, and it'll drain right down onto the ground. You also notice here on the center divider between the motor compartment and the battery compartment, these holes. And the holes that you're looking at are a ventilation. We're pulling in the air from the back of the unit over the motor, and we're heating the batteries to get the batteries at their optimum temperature, which is around 80 degrees. Between 60 and 80 is the temperature that we want them to be. So we're circulating the air from the motor compartment over the batteries and then out. As you can see, the vents on both sides of the unit, that is where the air exhausts out. Now we can talk about the components on the inside. Here we have the trace inverters that everybody likes. These are the DR3624s in series, giving us 7,200 watts. They take your energy from the batteries and turn them into AC energy. Here you have a C40 controller. This takes the energy from the solar and charges the batteries. These here are disconnects to disconnect the batteries, and you can see there we have fuses for each inverter. Here we have your AC plug disconnect, this fuse box. You have 2 areas to get your 120, and here's your 240. If you notice, all of our conduit is watertight, waterproof conduit. It will keep things from corroding or rats or anything from getting to the wires. We have our windmill or hydro plug-in where we can plug our hydro system in, or windmill. This is a hybrid system. It'll take all sorts of charging. You can also plug this into your home while you're on standby, and it'll keep your batteries charged. Here's your starting mechanism for the generator, and these are all just fuses, as you can see. The solar that you're looking at here also is an unbreakable unisolar new technology. It's one of the finest that we can find. It will actually work in the shade. You can put a hole in it and it'll still perform for you. We've used the best materials that we can get, and we know that there's people out there that want that type of product. So I thank you again for inquiring and asking us to send you this tape.
Hi there. Thank you for watching my little video. What you're going to see now is some still shots that is a more update material. Some of the inverters and panels that you just saw are about 10 years old. We are using the newest state-of-the-art inverters and solar panels. So watch the next few shots here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each one. This particular unit is the inside of an ocean liner container. As you see, the soundboard and plywood on the wall there, that will all be lined, so this unit will be very quiet. He's placing it in a forest. Here you see the chimneys, air intake and exhaust, which will help baffle the sound. These will be vented with vents, intake, and an exhaust. You can see that they're lined with plywood and angle iron. Those are riveted and welded, and soundboard will be put on this inside. Here, this is the vent, which will automatically open as soon as the generator starts. And here's the exhaust system, which is spaced away. It's all welded. This will allow split logs to match his home to be slid right behind it and still provide a fire-safe environment. This is the inside of the container after it was finished. The AGM batteries on the left are a Concorde battery, which is actually used on the space shuttle. They're the inverter Magnum, a 4,400 watt with a 12 kW generator there in the back. Here's a typical 55-gallon drum with a drum kit. There's the plumbing is all molded. It has a return and a feed line, a nice filtration system and straps. It dresses up a tank really nice. Here you have the inverter Magnum with the charge controller. That's a Outback MPPT tracker, auto gen start, and you see there on the left you have some plugs so the fella can make this container his shop also and have a place to plug in. Here the gentlemen are grinding and sanding and working the angle iron ready for the plywood panels. We use a flatbed trailer that you would typically use at your home to haul a car or what have you. So we start with the best materials and we go from there. Here you see that each part has been painted individually before assembly. That way everything has real good definition and it just makes for a cleaner job. And here the panels are on top. We leave the paper on there so nothing gets scratched. This you have, look, all these components are inside a small cabinet. That's only like 1.5 foot square there. But this is one of the mobile stations. As you'll see, we're able to compact a lot of stuff in a nice tight area. This is that same cabinet where you have a Trace 3624 with its buddy buck booster, a 240 volt addition. That way they have 240 volt with their 30 amp service. This is the same unit. You can see there an 8 kW generator, fuel tank, Dyna 300 auto gen start. This is another angle. Those hoses there, this gentleman has a bad back. The hoses you see on the black tank are for him to draw fuel into the tank and even take it out if he needed to. That way he doesn't have to lift a 5-gallon drum to fill it up. This happens to be an older unit we made about 15 years ago, also using the Trace inverters. And you see we use diamond plate and everything is weather tight, weather stripping all around the cabinets there. And he happens to have a 7,200 watt by stacking those two, giving you 240 volt. And in the case of losing one inverter, he has a second one. This is the same amount of power in a smaller trailer. This customer wanted their solar panels on their roof where they left the generator and inverter battery system inside the garage. Here is a single axle trailer with the popular Trojan golf cart battery. And you see there, this also has a coiled up hose there for pumping, transferring fuel. This is the other side of that same cabinet, giving you all your plugs. You would run your one of those plugs there would go right into your shop or your home to run whatever you needed. And that's the same cabinet showing you a stacked in-series DR inverters. Here you have a Yanmar diesel air-cooled single cylinder. As you all know, Yanmar is one of the best generators you can get in the way of a single cylinder diesel. You'll get upwards to 7,000 hours out of this unit. Here you have the inside of the container. We're placing the generator there at the air exhaust. And here you see the air intake on the wall there, the arrows. The air will come right in, go across the back of the generator, and exit out. And those are our AGM batteries that we're really happy to use now. The industry has slightly realized that the weakest link is the battery, and so we have found this battery to perform well. And that's the final unit of the container there in the forest. That will look like a log cabin. He's going to have a regular pitched roof and a porch and fake windows. It will look rather nice when he's finished. This happens to be a 12-year-old unit, one of those small ones you saw earlier, which was taken off. The axle was taken off and it was set onto a large trailer so he can have a larger fuel tank and room to put other things for his ranch. And there in the front, all along the front there, you'll see solar panels. And here, and now he has enough to run, I believe he's got about 1,600 watts continuous. In a 6-hour day, that's a lot of power. Okay, this happens to be my wife's favorite unit. It's got all the diamond plate and multiple coats of paint, and we were showing this one off. It happens to have the unbreakable Unisolar, which is still available today. It has a 12 kW generator, batteries, inverters, all in nice lockable diamond plate cabinets. This would pull right behind your truck just as if it was a horse trailer or anything else. Here you see a little bit taller. This gentleman wanted a larger generator and some more panels, so we were able to get 12 panels on there. Now remember, we want to be able to fold this down to where it lays flat and it's all secure going down the road. He happened to live in Chicago, so it had a long journey back home. And here we have one of the smaller units with the Unisolar panels and a windmill. Now this windmill would typically be up higher, but it was there for demonstration. We took it to trade shows. So when we use windmills, we would prefer something a little smaller like this if it was going to stay attached. And this happens to work rather well. It's like a 400-watt windmill. And finally, we have customers that want to keep things out of sight, out of mind because of vandals. They wanted their generator hidden in a doghouse. They happened to have a diesel tractor that had a 3-point hitch, so I devised a generator head, as you see here, with a reduction box and soundboard. And this little unit will hook right on the back of his tractor and give him a 10,000 watt of power. Thank you for watching all of this video. And these still shots, I hope it is something that you would like. Please contact me with the information that you've seen here, and we will customize a unit just for you.